Dr. Daniel Kaniewski is Deputy Administrator of FEMA. Doctor, thank you for your time and good morning to you.
Morning.
I saw a tweet from the president earlier today. One of his comments is that truck drivers were needed in order to get relief out to the people in the villages who need them the most. What is the #1 need right now, Doctor?
Sure. So our focus has been on distributing commodities and fuel. That has certainly been the biggest challenge, as we're all aware. Commodities have arrived on the island, but we need to get those into disaster survivors' hands. Our strategy right now is to get as many supplies as we possibly can to our distribution centers. There's 10 of them around the island. From there, the local communities come and pick up the supplies and distribute them to the citizens in need. To those areas that are cut off, or those areas that don't have the ability to get those needed supplies and commodities to their people, the National Guard and voluntary organizations, FEMA and private sector organizations are stepping in and filling that void and making sure that we can get as many supplies and commodities to all 78 of those municipalities.
But at the moment, though, you can't say that you have all that you need, correct? I mean, you need drivers or whatever the case may be.
Sure. I can say that we have the commodities that are needed to support the people of Puerto Rico. I'd say more importantly, though, life is coming back on the island. 65% of the grocery stores, big box stores, and other retail locations that can provide long-term support. Frankly, normalcy will be not relying on FEMA supplies. It'll be going to the local Walmart or the local grocery store and getting the food as you normally do when we're not in the middle of a disaster situation.
It's a great point. You know, when Katrina had standing water in New Orleans, it presents its own challenges. I think you would agree with that. Also, now in Puerto Rico, you've got an island here. Did we get a jump on this, Doctor, or did we get off the ball a little late? How would you answer those critics?
Sure. So there were thousands of personnel and millions of meals and millions of liters of water that were staged either on the island or just off the island on ships, ready to respond, and they did. What we need to do now is focus on a major sustainment operation that's been underway for the past week with major support from the U.S. military. Those commodities are flowing. They are being distributed. We have had our challenges, but let's look at the situation, how much it's changed in the past week. Right now we're complaining about long lines at grocery stores or gas stations. I think, frankly, by the end of the week, we won't be seeing many of those lines because normalcy is returning to many parts of the island.
Boy, let's hope so. What does a presidential visit provide? And as you answer that, will he meet with the mayor of San Juan, who's been so publicly critical?
Well, I think it's very important to the president to see firsthand what the situation is on the ground. Again, there was great devastation, and we are all well aware of that. But I think it's also important for him to hear firsthand from both governors, from many of the mayors, their perspective on the progress that's been made in the past, frankly, in the past week. Has been really remarkable.
Let's keep it going, right? Yep,
we want to continue to see that progress.
Doctor, thank you for your time. Listen, I know you're real busy there, and people have been working 45 straight days in those computers behind you. Daniel Kaniewski, we'll see how the visit goes today, sir. Thank you for your time now.